Hi everybody. I always have a lot of people asking me, how did I do 120 Herblore? And honestly, the truth is there's a lot of ways to do it. But as you can see, I do have that. And in this guide, I'm going to show you how to do it by spending very little money. Um, in all actuality, I'm pretty sure I didn't spend any money on my 120 Herblore, and I still got a whole lot of overload potions at the end of it, all by spending pretty much zero. The basics in order to spend very little on it is to start out by getting all the proper tools to do it. So what you're going to need is over here you see the factory boots, the factory gloves, and the factory mask is what I'm wearing. You need to have at least 3 pieces of the factory outfit. It doesn't matter which pieces they are, you just have to have 3 pieces. What that allows you to do is to make it so that while you're making potions, you will sometimes make a 4th dose on your potions, and it happens quite a bit. So what that'll end up doing is, as you can probably tell, when you go sell your potions, they are worth quite a bit of money. Even 1 dose of a potion is worth quite a bit of money. So if you're making something like, say, super ranging potions, which right now, currently in the game, they're about 16,000 for a 4-dose potion. That means about 4,000 per dose. If you were able to make, an extra 1,000 doses, that's 4 million gold you made. So this factory mask set stuff, the factory suit itself is definitely worth getting. It's also really not worth putting on more than 3 pieces of it, so you want to use the rest of that for the botanist stuff. And also another thing too, I would highly recommend that you use the factory like top or legs if you do own the modified botanist mask. The reason why is because that mask lets you save extra potions. It's a very important thing also in order to save a lot of money while doing this. You just want to have everything that saves money. The guy behind me is very eager to learn how to do this. So shout out to Fibber. He's about to go for 120 herb himself. So what you're going to have do, what you're going to want to have. So you've got your 3 basic pieces of factory. Like I said, make sure that you use the botanist modified head. The next thing you want to have is you're going to want to have the scroll from Dungeoneering that allows you to save extra ingredients while you're doing potions. That's going to save you like just so much money you can't even imagine. And then the last thing you're going to want to make sure that you have is your portable wells. If you're not using portable wells while you're doing the method, then you're just going to be wasting a ton of money. So if you're going to go for 120 Herblore, I recommend you do all these things I'm saying because each one of them results in saving millions of gold. Obviously, the botanist set itself, giving you the XP boosts will make it so that you spend far less on the getting the cape because you get quicker, obviously. So right here, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to mix potions. There is more to it than just having the set, so I'll explain here. So I'm going to go over here and mix potions, and these stupid drakes in the way. I wish they would just remove the damn things. So Super Magic Potion 3 is what you make, and I'm not saying to go make these. I'm just going to show you this as an example. So don't go out there and buy all the Magic Potion stuff. So I'm going to go hit mix. Basically, your guy just sits here, makes these things, and then I'm going to answer the fan mail right here and explain to him where to find the video while this goes. Okay, so this right here was kind of an unlucky thing. As you look into the, let's see, private chat, I think I put it in there. No, I didn't. Let's go put it right here, and let's change this to seeing all things. Okay. Wow, that was just really horrible luck. So great luck for the video on this one. But what you can see on the inventory here is that I saved 2 potato cactuses from my scroll. For some reason, I got unlucky with mixing potions in the portable well, and it says over here I did not save any. Typically, you do save some. I've saved as much as 6 extra potions made by using the well. So don't go by this. It definitely does save you some. You just don't always save any. The next thing here, as you can see, is I made a Super Magic Potion 4. Once again, that's kind of bad luck. You do typically make 2 or 3 of these potions, sometimes more, and obviously sometimes less. But as you can see, with just these 3 things right here, that's already saved quite a bit of money. And that's kind of the beginning of it. Now, what I'll do is I'll show you another example here. Oh no, the bank pin. No, not the bank pin. Let me go ahead and Okay, guys, and we're back after I put in my bank pin. Although I know how much you guys really want to go steal all my money out of my bank, I'm not going to let you do that today. Maybe in future videos, so you know, tune in. So what I did here is I went ahead and grabbed the ground mud runes and the super magic potions that we just made. What we'll do is gonna mix those in the portable well, and it's gonna make extreme magics. And you know, we'll just a further example of how to use the wells and the scrolls. It seems like a lot of people don't really think that you get much use out of like scrolls and everything. Like it's not worth going to get them. So as you can see right here, I did make an extra dose of extreme magic there, and I did, as you can see on the left, I did save a couple extra ground mud runes. So you know, the scroll's definitely worth getting, in the factory suit's definitely worth getting. So the last thing I want to show you is this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and teleport. Boom! And after 6 hours of loading, yeah, you run over here, and what you're going to do is you're going to go to Decant, and you're going to click on Decant on the herb guy over here in the corner. And see how he puts my extreme magics into 4-dose. Okay, so typically when people want to go and buy potions out of the GE, a lot of them will go and, well, the people with the most money are going to go and buy the 4-dose potions, because no matter what, if you buy a 3-dose, you buy a 4-dose potion, or whatever dose you buy, it's only a 1,000 limit per 4 hours of how many you can buy. So if somebody is wanting to stock up a potion, then they are for sure going to be buying the 4 doses, because they're going to get more doses in the amount of time buying. Which means that typically the 4-dose potions are going to be more expensive than the other doses. Now what you can do is just go in the Grand Exchange and buy a couple of the different potions, see which one sells for the most. But here's the trick that I used, and you can also use it in order to make it so that you can even make profit while doing Herblore. What you're going to do is make sure that you buy your pieces for as low as possible, and then you're going to want to sell them for as high as possible. Okay, so you may ask, well, how do I know what the cheapest price is, and how do I know what the highest price is? So what you're going to want to do is, say right here, the potato cactuses, if you're making super magic potions, you go into your Grand Exchange right here, and you click on your potato cactus, and you just put it down as low as it can go. I know it's not going to sell for lower than that, so I'm just going to put in there for that. So the mid price is $23.92, but that doesn't tell you how much they're actually selling for. So put one in as low as you possibly can. When it sells, $24.01. So it looks like the lowest buyable price is actually going to be a little bit higher than the average, but what you're going to want to put your offer in is going to be $24.01, or right around that, in order for, so that way you can buy them for as cheap as possible. Now the next thing you want to do is, before you decide to go selling off one of your potions, you're going to want to go in here to buy super magic potion, if that's the potion you're going to be making and selling. You know, you can throw them in there for mid, but that's kind of dumb. So what you want to do is put it in as high as you can, buy one. Boom. Now what this represents right here is people are in a rush. They're going to be paying the highest, and they're going to be buying it, you know, for the maximum price, which is what you want to be selling yours at. Now sadly, super magic potions, like I said, don't go run out there and make those. $85.30 is what the buy price is for an instant buy, as far as the highest price, which is where you're going to be putting yours at. So you would put yours in overnight for like $85.29 or whatever. And that is what the smart like merchant or player would do in order to make the most money off their product. But there is a trick to Herblore and trick to potions, and a lot of people are going to be really mad that I'm telling you all this, because this is a method that I used in order for me to make a lot of money when doing my 120 herb cape and make a lot of profit. As you can see over here in my other Grand Exchange offer, I have 44,000 super magic potions for sale, 4 doses. They are for sale right now for $10,997 each. Now we just went over there and bought one and went for $85.30. So why the heck would I put it in there for $10,997 each? Well, the answer is because at nighttime there are less players, but there are still people that want to buy potions. And there's a lot of people who don't bother to put 4-dose potions in the GE because they don't go over and decant them. They just throw them in or whatever. So overnight, these things will sell for quite a bit more than they're actually worth. Now, this number 10997 is just an example. It's not. I will tell you right now, it is not the price they're selling for. So don't try copying this. You're just going to be sitting there forever and getting mad at me because it didn't work. But what you need to do is just kind of play around and figure out what the prices are. A good idea would be to calculate how much you're actually spending on your potions and then put them in there for a number that would profit. Now this kind of gets into like the whole merchanting thing, but it's about patience. If you're planning on making 100,000 potions, then I don't know why anybody would panic sell 5,000 of them. There's no reason to. You know, throw them in there for a high price at 4 doses, wait a few nights. If they don't sell, reduce a little bit. Eventually, you will find the price they are selling for, and you will make a ton of money while you're doing Herblore. Herblore does not always have to be a lose all your money skill. So basically, what I did in order to to get my Herblore completely free while still having overloads for doing combat, as you can see right here in my tab, I have 772 overloads in this tab, and I've got 9,441 holy overload 6s left. Another thing in order to stretch out your overloads at the end of it, if you want to get extra overloads without spending a bunch of money, make sure you make holy overloads, as they are currently the cheapest version of overload, because your typical overload comes in a 4-dose. These overloads come in a 6-dose, but you're only taking 2 4-dose potions, the Prayer Renewal 4 and the Overload 4, in order to make these things. And if you have that scroll and those wells, like I told you, then what's going to happen is you're going to get extra overloads. Something else too, the wiki is not correct, or maybe at the time I did it, it just was a mistake. It was something that wasn't supposed to happen or whatever. But the wiki for some reason says the factory suit does not work with overloads and extremes. As you saw when I made those extreme magics, it clearly does work with overloads and extremes. So getting the factory suit is going to net you way more doses of overload. I'm talking way more. Actually, the 772 overload 4s sitting here are probably the extra doses I got. I think I got an extra 772 doses when I made my my original overloads. So I mean 772 doses of overloads. That's a lot of money. That is a heck of a lot of money. So these things are definitely worth getting. The reason why a lot of people don't know about this method, or they just don't make a bunch of money and they're always complaining about burning all their money on Herblore, is just because of the fact that they decide that they're only going to use extremes and overloads all the way, which, sorry, if you're going to do extremes and overloads the entire way to 200 million Herblore, you are going to lose a bunch of money no matter what you do. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. If you have a whole bunch of money, then go ahead. But this guide is more for people who want to be able to get that 120 Herblore without having billions of gold. And this is definitely a way to do it. If you choose to make some tradable potions up until about 80 million experience, then you put in the rest of it into overloads, then you will still net yourself quite a bit of overloads when you're done, and you will most likely profit if you use this method. Keep in mind that right before double experience weekend, people typically buy the super potions for a lot more money. So doing this Herblore method all the way up until double experience weekend is a great idea. If you do this after double experience weekend, the prices might make it so it is literally impossible to make money on Herblore, but still having all the factory suit and everything else and the scrolls and whatever is definitely going to save you money. But just keep in mind, if the method doesn't currently work when you're watching this video, then just try timing it another time. There's other things you can do. There's a lot more skills in RuneScape. You don't have to do Herblore right this second. Unless you have 120 summoning right now and 120 prayer right now and blah, 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 then I'm sure there's other stuff you can go do while you wait on Herblore. But I really hope this video helped you guys. I really hope that now other people will be able to get Herblore much cheaper. It's becoming a much more common 120k, but I always hear people spending billions of gold while doing it, and there's nothing really wrong with that if you have the billions, but like I said, this method is going to help you to not spend the billions while you're doing it. So if you have any other questions, feel free to comment, ask me in the game. If you spam me with a whole bunch of simple questions and I don't answer, it's probably because I'm busy, but I will usually try to answer. But if it can be found in this guide, just take a look in the guide. But like always, subscribe, like, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks, guys.